Okodie and Obrafour, bringing you this one. They call it Okodie. Okodie. Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite songs. Absolutely love it. It's especially going out to the birthday boy in the studios, Patrick. Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
Belated birthday wishes to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I hope that my prayer for you this year is that you get so much more money. Yes. So you can come and teach us how to use our money when we make it eventually.
No problem. No
Amen.
Problem. It will come to pass.
Amen. 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 It's great to have you today.
Thank you.
As always, we're talking about money, but this time, in respect, we're specifically talking about our small businesses and how to market them and how to ensure that we're able to generate more sales.
Yes.
Now, this is very important because we all have, I think a lot of us have business ideas.
Yes.
I heard a young man, an entrepreneur, grant an interview where he said that all of us are naturally entrepreneurs because we all have in our minds, somewhere in our minds, ideas that can solve problems in our lives. And so the people who actually go to take the big step to actually produce their products or their services are those who call entrepreneurs, but all of us have it inside us.
I agree.
So after the big idea, you need to figure out how to market and sell your product or your service.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's tough, but there are ways around it. So first of all, once we have that business idea of what you want to do, that is good enough. But that does not solve the problem. The first you need to be able to identify as a business person is who is the product for. You can't have mass market products. It's not possible. Even with product that we think everybody is supposed to use, there are people that need it more than others. So you need to be able to identify your ideal customer for the product, whether it's a product or a service. Now, when you say ideal customer, we are talking of who are they, what is their age bracket, what are their interests, where can we find them? So, for example, if you have a product that is targeted as kids or children, we have places that you can get these kids or the children. So, is it about a school that you need to target? Is it about a playground that kids are? Is it about targeting the parents of the kids? Mm-hmm. That's what we mean by you identifying the people that the product is for. And the people that you identify will also have an influence on your marketing strategy. So, for example, if I'm targeting, let's say, a laptop for university students, laptop for university students, one, will have to consider the price, whether they can afford it. That's one. Two, where can I find these university students? Where are they mostly found? And you and I know that today, if you want to get most of these young people, it has to be with social media. So if you are building your marketing plan, it has to be built around places that the target market find themselves playing around.
Okay.
And even with that, you need to ask yourself, when you talk of social media, it's huge nowadays. You have multiple platforms, multiple medium. Which of these platforms do I have my people that I'm targeting on? So for example, if you decide to even do Facebook ad will give you the opportunity to select where are these people? Which region am I targeting? What's the age bracket? What's the gender? Whether males or females? All of these things goes into what we call marketing. So it means that you're not just doing marketing for marketing's sake, but you are targeting it to suit the people that will need the product that you want. So that's social media. Now, even in social media, we have what we call the influence marketing. Okay. We have people that have voice on the social media space who can also market the product for you. So you need to get into agreement with them, sell your product to them. They are able to give you an idea of how this product will work. Then they begin to run some ad on it for you. So that's one. They also have what we call the personal selling. Personal selling is basically like one-on-one selling. Let's say you sell something, you go to offices, you have personal interaction with people. There are some products that you cannot use social media to drive down quickly because of how complex that product is. You may not be able to have all of that in a video that you shot and you are playing. So sometimes you need to engage people one-on-one. So for example, people who nowadays sell ladies' dresses, office wear, most of these people beyond the social media also go to offices to go and meet maybe bank staff, people in the offices, park their goods at the back of their car. When they close, they meet them one-on-one. That's what we call the personal selling. That's also good. Then you can also do a shop depending on the location that you find yourself. So sometimes you may have a small shop where you have like a warehouse. People will be directed to the place. You sell it to them. That's also good. Then we also have what we call helping people by way of partnerships or sponsorships. There are some products that you bring on the market. People don't know anything about it. So you don't want to just go gun blazing and have it all over. You can decide to go and sponsor a program that's happening in your community,
Okay.
just for people to know that, okay, this is where we are, or this is what we do. And as part of that sponsorship, your name will be mentioned over and over again. And that's where you build a base for the product that you are selling.
Okay.
So, first of all, what is most important when it comes to marketing is to have your ideal customer. Who needs this product?
Who needs the customer?
Yes.
Who needs the product?
The product.
That's my ideal customer.
Yes.
And then I need to figure out where to find them.
Where to find them,
All
and
right.
what are their interests.
What if I have a product which I believe will well serve everybody? So, for example, I'm coming out with water.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody drinks water. I have maybe the sachet one and then a bottled one. The problem that a lot of young businesses have, I think, is that products are no longer so unique.
Yeah.
All right. The market is saturated with similar products.
Exactly.
So there are so many pure water brands on the market already. If I come up with a new pure water brand, how can I market mine so that it's unique and is the preferable choice for the consumer?
So first of all, it's good that you're giving this example, classical example. So if you are coming out with a water product, for me, I will not even advise you to come out with both sachet and bottle at the same time. It's either you choose one. So either you are coming for bottle or sachet, because you are coming into a market that they are market leaders. People who have been running the same business for 20 years, they know the market. So you need to ask yourself, what are the things that I can do to be able to stand out of what is happening in the market?
Okay.
And that's what you are differentiating yourself. So it can either be, if it's bottle, it can either be a packaging issue, it can either be a color issue, it can be a taste issue. Now, when you have any of these things that you are going to use to differentiate yourself, you need to still have a target group that you are looking at. No product is for everybody.
Even water?
No, it's not for everybody.
Really?
Yes, there are people that are aligned to a certain color when it comes to the things that they buy. I used to work in the bank. You have some group of people that I don't want to mention their names from a different country. Whenever they came to do a product transaction with a bank, and you want to give them an account number, when you give them the account number that has a certain digit in it, more than a certain number, they don't like it. Because that's their belief. Everybody has a belief. Women have kind of colors that they like. So if you are focusing on, okay, this water is for, I'm targeting more women, then it should influence the color that you use. It should influence the design of the bottle. It shouldn't be the bottle that everybody's talking about. So once you have that at the back of your mind, of course, we're not saying that other people cannot use the product. But in your marketing, most of your efforts should be geared towards that target group, whilst the others will slip through along the line. So if it's about a bottle that you need to look at and shape it, you shape it according to how people look at it and see it as appealing. If it's about the taste, look at it in the same way. If it's about the color, look at it the same way. Currently, they have some products like water that has a particular color that people like. You can decide that because you are going into the market and trying to be a disruptive marketing strategy, you can go for a color that is similar to theirs, whilst you are using other marketing tools to be able to drive it for people to accept it. So all of these things come into play when it comes to the product that you are bringing on the market. Never think that a product is universal. The moment you do universal marketing, you lose it out because you can't appeal to everybody at the same time, especially when you are going to a space that they are already market leaders. You need to be able to look at their pitfall. What are the things that people complain about on that product? Then you model yours to solve that complaint. If it's about the taste, yours should be different. If it's about the color, yours should be different. And that's where you will be able to break into the market. And once you get into the market, don't forget, these are market leaders. They'll come attacking you. And once they come attacking you, you try to modify yourself, especially with customer experience. And that's where people are able to make the difference now.
What's customer experience?
Customer experience is where you give the customer beyond what they expected. So, for example, if I come to your shop and you smile at me, that's okay. Everybody is doing that. It's nice. But beyond that, if I buy the product and I get home, you give me a call to check, oh, how's the product working for you? Do you like it? What can we do to improve it? That's customer experience. The customer feels that, this is something that is beyond what everybody is giving me. And the person gets aligned with that. And that's where people are using to sell off their product in a competitive market now. Because, as you said, if it's a product, anybody at all can do it. You do it today, it's unique. The next moment, another person copies it. So everybody can do that. But how you treat your customers, the relationship that you build with them over a long period of time, is what sometimes becomes the differentiator.
Okay, so give them a good customer experience and give them a good product.
Yes.
Earlier, you mentioned universal marketing.
Yes.
What is universal?
Universal marketing is basically, let's say you are doing mass market adverts. Let's say you decide to do an advert on radio, on TV. That's for everybody.
That's traditional media.
Yeah, traditional media.
All right.
Or
But nowadays, a lot of products are moving into the digital space.
Yes.
So a lot of young businesses are focusing more on digital marketing
Yes.
than traditional marketing
yeah.
and outdoor marketing
Yes.
and so on. I don't even see a lot of BTL activations, below the line activations anymore.
Yeah.
We're all moving into the digital space.
Yes.
And the digital space is also becoming choked.
Yes.
Thankfully, the digital space allows you to target
The people that you
specific
want,
people
yes.
who you want your product
Yes.
to reach.
Yes.
But a lot of businesses also find that they're doing wrong targeting. So if I want to sell my pure water product, for example, on Instagram,
Yeah.
I go onto Instagram and boost post.
Yes.
What exactly should I look out for?
So when you go to the post, it will give you the option to, first of all, select the location. So for example, if you are trying to target Accra market, Accra is big. Is it Nima you're targeting? Is it Medina you're targeting? So where you want to fit, especially looking at where your production site is. For example, your production site may be in the Medina. So you want to target Medina first, then other areas. So it gives you the opportunity to select the areas that you want to target for your post. So that's the first you do. The second thing you also have to consider is the age of people. So it will give you the age range, that 15 years to 30 years. It gives you that range. You also need to ask yourself, the bottle that I'm going to produce or the sachet, which of these age brackets would the product appeal to? So you also have the opportunity to select that as part of it.
Okay.
They also have the opportunity to select gender. So you see males, females also over there. You can select it. They also gives you the opportunity to select how much do you want to spend a day on that post.
How much should you spend?
How much you want to spend depends on how wide you want to go. So let's say someone will decide, I want to run this post for 5 days, and I want to get, let's say, 10,000 people in a day seeing my post. That will mean around between $2 to $5 in a day. So you select that range. If you want to do for a longer period, then you don't go for, let's say, higher dollars. So you may decide to go for $2 because you are doing for 30 days. What it means is that you have a certain number of people that will see the post within the period.
Okay.
When you are done, then you allow it to go. Now, the good thing about some of these ad posts is that once you allow it to go, you can be able to review it along the line. So you can realize that, okay, 1 week, I'm not getting the target that I want. You can always go back and review the space, the coverage, the people, the age bracket within the period, so that if it's not working, maybe the second one will work. And what we need to understand is that some of these post things that we are doing, it's not universal. You may do for one particular week, it will work, another week it will not work. So that's why you need to be trying multiple avenues. So you may do one in Instagram, you may do one on Facebook, and see which one is giving you the result. Not people seeing it, but the engagement that they give you on the post that they've seen. And based on that, you realize, okay, maybe around this time that I did a post, maybe between 9 and 10 is the best time for me.
Okay.
So that's where I need to put in my effort going forward. Maybe it has to be in the evening. For example, if you have a product they are targeting Ghanaians outside, especially in America, you have to see that the time that you are planning to sleep, around the 9, 10, 11 p.m., that's where they're also active. So that's where you put your post for them to see it. So all of these things are things that you need to put your minds to, especially when you are doing social media ads.
You don't just wake up and say, do the artwork for me.
No.
And then you post the artwork at any time of the day.
It goes beyond that.
Yeah, it won't work.
It won't work.
I see. Now, let's talk about influencer marketing.
Yeah.
We've seen, after COVID, a lot of multinationals maybe pulled back a little bit on mass media marketing and outdoor advertising, and then started investing into the digital space. We saw a lot of influencers coming up, content creators, a lot of people are influencing.
Yeah.
What should go into your choice of an influencer? And does influencer marketing work for every brand?
First of all, I wouldn't say it works for every brand. That's the first thing. So we need to be clear in your mind whether this product or service I'm offering is something that will work out for this brand. Now, the first and most important question which you ask is that what should you go into selecting
an influencer?
The first thing you need to consider is that does what the influencer do align with your product? For example, if your product is for, quote unquote, let's say the elite in society, and you select an influencer who is into mass content, he's just doing anything, you may be getting numbers in terms of people seeing it, but it will not convert into sales. So the influencer you are selecting should be someone that does things related to the area that you are focused on. That's the first thing. 2, select someone whose product or whose content is not something that will go against your image as an institution. Because if that person's continuous content goes against your policy and what you stand for, at some point in time, you may be getting the sales, but it will dilute the sales and it becomes a problem. And you now have to now always go to the content creator to tell them, hey, this thing, don't do it. That you don't want to do because that's not your work. So make sure you are aligning the person's behavior, a brand, with yours, because that's also very important. The next thing is that you also have to guide and direct the kind of message out there, the narrative. You have to direct it. Don't just give the product to the person that, oh, go and market it for me. Give the person the kind of script they should use.
Okay.
And what they can do and what they cannot do, even in responding to questions that will come under your post. Because you see, the moment they do a mistake with a response, with the content, it's not just the content creator going down. You can go down forever. Because by the time you bring out maybe a rejoinder to say that I'm not in support of what this person did, it's too late. Because you are in a competitive world, people are making and taking advantage of you. So make sure you give the person the script and exactly what you want them to say. So that once they are doing it, you are monitoring and giving them feedback. Okay, this is going well, this is not going well, let's adjust it. Don't just think that because they have the numbers, they have the 2 million, so they know what is right, or they have been doing for other institutions. Because it's you have to change the narrative and be in control of the story that is being told by the influencer.
Okay. So you don't just go for someone with a lot of numbers because you're trying to reach a lot of people.
Exactly.
All right. Now, you've decided on your influencer. Does the fact that you've picked a good influencer mean that you are on the right path? Or is influencer marketing not for every brand?
Yeah, it's not for every brand. It doesn't mean that you are on the right track. As I said, you need to be monitoring the space. So what is the person doing with the product that you have given him or her?
No, you've gotten a good influencer. Yes. You have a good plan and schedule and everything, right? My question is, does influencer marketing work for every brand?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
It doesn't because there are some products or service that you offer that you may have to be in control yourself without someone being the one driving it, especially if it's a service. If it's a service, that means your talent, your skill. If you don't work on being the person driving it yourself and you give it to influencers to market it, sometimes it does not work based on data available. So I would say that it is for everybody. Make sure whatever you are selling or you are offering on the market goes in line with what the person is capable of doing by way of an influencing act. Other than that, if you assume that everybody who has the number can drive your sales for you because they have the numbers, at some point in time, you see that the results are not coming in, but you are throwing so much money to the person by way of paying for the service that they are offering. So it's not universal.
Okay. It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
All right. Now, as a business owner, can you be an influencer for your business? Or must you separate the two?
I would say that if you have the clouds, as in you already have the numbers and you have the influence on the space, you can decide to do it yourself. But I would advise that you still get other people to support you so that it will not be one voice speaking. If I come to you and I'm selling something to you, assuming I'm a doctor, I'm selling some medicine to you, you listen to me and say, okay, he's a doctor, he's selling medicine, so that's him. He wants to just make sales. But if you get the same product being discussed and being mentioned by other people, it becomes like a universal thing that, okay, let's listen to this person now. So because we know you are an influencer yourself and you are selling it, people will look at it, okay, she's trying to market a thing, he's trying to market it. But when you get other people to support you, it gives you a higher leverage. It even brings in other target groups that perhaps you have not even put your minds to. And that will help you to have a sustained marketing effort than just you yourself. If you are the only person driving it, at some point in time, if you get tired, your energy goes down.
That's the end of your marketing.
That's the end.
Now, I see a lot of young businesses on social media doing serious, I don't know whether to call it guerrilla marketing. Like, they are commenting under everybody's post. Someone will post, maybe they're selling bread. Come and buy my bread. Then you see out of the blue someone under selling cables. Please come and buy my cables.
I see that
Call
too.
me on this number. Someone puts up a dancing video. Then this same person comes. I'm selling cables. And they comment under every post whether it has to do with the cables they're selling or not. So I don't know if they are actual human beings doing this or they have bot accounts which are commenting under these posts. Now, one thing I noticed with these constant comments is one, they are very annoying, but they are visible. So they're gaining visibility with their annoyance. Is this something you would recommend?
No, I don't. It's highly unprofessional, if you ask me. When someone makes a post and you want to even advertise on the person's platform, what I would even suggest is that if it's possible, you can DM the person, tell the person that this is what you want to do for approval. Because the more you do that, if I'm someone who wants to buy your product, and I see that you are unprofessional. Because you are trying to use someone's space to market your product. And if it's not just one, I've seen that a lot. People sell the phones, they do that, and they are everywhere. For me, it's highly unprofessional, and I will not recommend such a product to anybody. Because you need to respect the space that you find us. It's like someone has printed a newspaper, then you go and post your flyer on the newspaper. That's how it works. Just because it's social media, so we don't see it that way. But assuming a TV station is running an advert, then everybody's watching it from outside. You have seen a giant screen. Then you just go and post your flyer on the TV for them. That's how it is. And for me, just as we don't accept it on traditional media, social media is also wrong. It's highly unprofessional.
So young people who do that should stop it.
You should stop that.
I read a heated debate between two people on LinkedIn where a lawyer had put up a post about, you know, let's say, I don't know,
a case, maybe a case, yes.
Not a case, but something to do with the law. Like maybe you need to call a lawyer to handle this for you, and that's for you. And then another lawyer came to comment, I offer these services. You know, I offer these services.
Yes.
So I think it was about a divorce.
Oh, okay,
a lawyer had put up, you know, a write-up about divorce, that if you ever, you know, get a divorce petition,
this is what you should do.
This is what you should do. And another lawyer came to comment under, saying, well, I'm a divorce lawyer, and so if you're reading this post and you're currently contemplating divorce, you can contact me on 0243 111 And then the one who put up the post did not say anything, but other lawyers came and commented under and said, you can't do this.
Yes. Under
somebody's post. And his response was, social media is free. And this person did not advertise his services. They made a general post about divorce, and people have questions under the post. And so I'm offering my services. I just started my firm or whatever. I don't even know what that was about. and it went on for some time. Yeah. So it drew my attention to this that we see on other platforms and how people incessantly come. Yeah. And on one breath, it seems like taking advantage of an opportunity to expose your brand to people who need it, but you're saying don't do it.
Yeah, so for example, I do a lot of financial posts on multiple platforms. So one of the posts that I usually do is about insurance.
Okay.
So when I do a post about insurance, sometimes I get people coming into my DM to say that, okay, this post that you've made, you didn't mention any institution, but we have this product for this institution. Can we go ahead?
Oh, that's
I give them the opportunity. So you can go ahead. So when the person comments, I even come to add something to what they have commented because there was an agreement. All of these things is what ethics. You need to be ethical in your profession that you do.
Okay.
Don't think that...
No guerrilla marketing.
No. Don't think that because someone has made a post, the person didn't market, I'm a lawyer, or so I have to... No. Respect the person's post.
Yeah.
You can go and replicate the same post on your wall and now add that this is what you offer. That's okay. Or you can decide to share the person's post and add that. But on the main post, to come and take the attention from the person that made the post to yourself because you think you offer the same service, for me, professionally, it's not right.
We don't do
and
that.
If I wouldn't like something to be done to me, I wouldn't do the same to the person. So for me, that kind of marketing is not the right thing to do. You may get the numbers now, but assuming you also get the numbers, you're also making your post, and people decide to do the same thing to bring your attention of your post down. I'm not sure you'll be happy. So just as you wouldn't want someone to do that particular act to you, don't do the same to others.
All right. Now, moving away from influencer marketing, but still on digital media, there are so many platforms now. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, Snapchat, and so on. Do all platforms or are all platforms appropriate for all brands? Or must you decide, based on the brand you have, which platform to market on?
I think you should decide on what the features of that platform. So, for example, if you have quality videos, pictures to talk about your story, your brand story, you all know that you have to go for Instagram.
Okay.
But that's where people come in to see brands that have quality pictures, videos. That's fine. If you want to go for mass market and get a lot of people to see, first of all, to be aware of your product, then you want to go for Facebook. Because Facebook ads, that's where you see a lot of people. It gets your attention. Because you see, in the sales funnel, there are levels. First of all, we want people to be aware of the product. So if you want people to be aware of just the product and later convert into sales, then a platform like Facebook is okay.
Okay.
But if you have, let's say, a skill that you want people to see, a talent that you want people to see, I don't think Instagram is the best place. Currently, the best place would be TikTok. But that's where people go there to watch videos, learn about the skill of people. So each platform has a way of going about it. If you want people to be talking about your product every now and then in some conversation, some argument and all of that, then you go for X. So the platform should align with what you do. At the same time, understand the features of that platform. If I want to make a post, for example, on educating people on, let's say, insurance, I'll go for TikTok. But that's where people want to watch a video on that. But if it's just about a flyer, TikTok may not be the best place. I may decide to go for Facebook or X. So the platform feature, one, is important. Then two, what we are putting out there, which form is it taking? Is it text? Is it video? All of these things will determine the kind of platform you use. And of course, the audience that you find on the platform.
Okay, so let's talk about my pure water business.
Yes.
Okay. Which platform should I advertise or do I even need to advertise pure water on digital media?
Yes, you need to, because there are a lot of pure water businesses across.
But so the reason I use pure water as an example is because it's one of those products that it would appear to me that the consumer would buy it if it's available because they need it. And so you probably do not need to go the extra mile to put in too much work marketing or advertising it. All right, so if I'm thirsty in traffic, I'll just buy pure water from the closest pure water seller, right? There was a time, when specific bottled water brands dominated because they were market leaders. Now there are so many of them, and now we just ask for bottled water or for pure water without necessarily mentioning the brand name.
Okay.
All right. So as a young business, should I be investing money into marketing it? Or shall I invest money into other aspects of the business? I
think you still have to invest money into the pure water business. So let me just explain this. You see, when it comes to pure water business, why would someone want to buy the water in traffic?
Because it's chilled.
That's the first thing. But the second thing is that people are also becoming aware of their health.
Okay.
They are very much concerned about their health now. So what kind of water gives me the lowest pH that improves my health?
Really?
Yes.
Do you look out for that?
I look out for that.
I see.
I look out for that because, you see, and that is where you as business owner, you have to highlight that. You have to let people know, okay, this my water has the lowest pH, and you have low pH. This is the benefit that it gives you.
Okay.
You have to use that as your marketing tool to trumpet the benefit that the product is giving people.
Okay.
And that becomes your marketing tool. So if you do a video, if you do a post, you are only trumpeting that this my water, it has this lowest this thing as compared to others. And if you have low pH, this is the benefit. If you have high pH, this is the medical condition that it give you. And as you drum it, people say, okay, now let me look at it again.
Okay.
And that becomes a selling point to you. Wherever you go, the first thing you mention is that my water has the lowest pH in Ghana. Someone asks, what is pH? pH means A, B, C, D. If you have high pH, this is the condition to you. And that becomes your marketing tool. So you do that and people will begin to accept that, okay, now let me compare this with a market leader. Is it giving me good benefit?
Okay.
Then we'll go ahead with that.
Next time you come, I'd like us to talk about the role that pricing plays in sales and marketing.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Thank you for
coming in. As always, you've given us all the filler that we need.
Thank
if
you.
you're a young business owner, I hope that you've learned from our conversation today. In fact, this is not just for small businesses, but for market leaders and existing businesses as well. Sales and Marketing 101 with Patrick Abankwa. When we come back, we have more for you on TV3 New Day. Stay tuned.